So I always talk about mobility as being a distinctly personal practice, because what one person needs is not necessarily what another person needs. And that will come down to what we do all day. Someone that goes through 200 thoracic rotations as part of their work doesn't need the same thoracic rotation work that a desk worker might. And the reality is, I don't know, I know that there's a range of people that will use this program, and people who train regularly, people who don't, people who have active jobs, people who don't move loads during their day. So I think, as you go through your mobility practice, the idea is that each of you will identify what your target areas are, what your main bugbears are, what your weaknesses are. You'll find those drills that you find really sort of that good mix of challenging, but kind of, that there's work to be done. And I think really that's what we're trying to bring everyone towards, understanding that it's not a one size fits all. It's lovely to drop onto a 15-minute mobility class, as we're going to do tonight, but equally it's just as nice to go through your exercises pre-warm-up that make your body feel really good. It's much more efficient, and it means that you can be really targeted and just in tune with what your body needs and how you're feeling at any given moment. So what I mean by that is, when you're going through the exercises, really just take a mental note of any exercises that you feel are particularly like that, and then try and do them a whole bunch. I always encourage people to do little and often with mobility where possible. Great to carve out a big chunk of the day where you do your mobility work. The earlier in the day you can do mobility work, the better, because you'll use that newfound range of motion in your daily tasks. So that will always be a really positive thing, just to enable you to keep that range of motion that you've created. But also, it's really good to be able to just revisit little movement snacks through the day. The more we move through the day, the less we need to take big swathes of time out of our life to be like, right, okay, this is me unfucking my body from the activity I've done. And I think that happens so often, and we can, we have jobs, obviously I'm in a position where I can move a lot during my working day. I do appreciate that some of you working at desk jobs won't necessarily want to be through your working day, but some of you will, and that's good. Be extra. I say bring it to the offices, bring it to the factories, do it wherever you are, because we should be moving, and it's weird that we've socialized ourselves out of moving as humans, and it's why we have so many musculoskeletal problems today, and all sorts of problems in fact, because movement encourages lymph flow, which basically heals all things. So disclaimer, may not heal all things. But yeah, basically movement is what we're supposed to be doing, and it's really weird that in society we've very much got this kind of view that people moving in weird ways, that's weird, why are you doing that, be rigid, don't dance, don't move freely, it's just bullshit. So I strenuously reject that. So I say take your mobility exercises out into the world with you and just do them do them in the Greg's queue, do them everywhere. So without further ado, I'm going to basically take you through today a little bit of a, I hesitate to call it a body scan, because we're not gonna hit everything, but we are gonna hit some stuff head to toe basically. So we're just gonna run through the whole body, and we're just gonna do some nice stuff for it. So if you did a similar kind of staged approach to just working out what was going on with each bit of your body in the mornings, you'd quickly get to know what the bits you need to focus on are, which is one step closer to sorting them out. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. So we're going to start with just some neck mobilization. You can be seated for this, you can be standing for this. I'm going to go in this weird half kneeling position because I feel like it's better for the video. And all we're going to do is look forward, and you're just going to let your ear drop towards your left shoulder. So left ear towards left shoulder. It's a nice side bend on the neck. And then you're going to gently take it over to the other side, which I am trying to do, I assure you. I feel like it's not gone very far, if I'm honest. And then back over to the other side. Necks don't like jerky, hurried movements, so we just like to give them some slow, stretchy vibes. Heading over to that other side now, seeing how that feels. And that's just starting to open up. And then one last go on the left. Followed by one on the right. We'll go a bit longer. Felt like we came out of that one a little bit quick, didn't we? So yeah, just noticing, you know, does it feel the same side to side coming out of that now? If it doesn't feel the same, maybe do a few reps on the side that feels a bit tighter. So what we'll do now is we want to look left over our left shoulder. Again, just chilling there for a mo before heading right over the right shoulder. Just for a couple of breaths. And then over to the left. And over to the right. So this time you're going to look ahead. You're not going to look all the way left. You're going to look like halfway between where your head is at the moment and left. So it's that like 45-degree angle. So you're going to turn to the left corner of the room and then you're going to drop your chin and you're just going to feel that stretch just down the back of your neck, down into your traps, hopefully. Lifting up. Over to the other side, that 45 degrees again. Right corner of the room, dropping your chin, finding that stretch, down to the shoulder blade, up the neck. Basically just getting the traps nice and stretched out. One last visit, so 45 degrees on the left. We drop the chin and just chill out there for a bit. Before going chin up, all the way over to the other side. And then just dropping that chin once again, finding that stretch. And just chilling out, using your breath to relax into it. Nice. Sorry, we're going to be checking this a lot by the sounds of things. Right, what's next? Okay, yes, excellent. So next up, again, you can be seated, standing, wherever you want to be. We're going to do some shoulder rolls backwards. So shoulders up to the sky, moving backwards. Just like circles, slow circles. Trying to make them as big as possible. I think that is 5. We're going to go for 10. And then we're going to go all the way forward for 10. Again, making those circles as big as you can. Big shrugs up to the sky. And then taking the shoulder down, really drawing that circle throughout, not being counting. Gonna say that's 10. So next up, we're gonna do some face pulls. We're just gonna do like elbow face pulls. So we're not gonna do an external rotation. If you do these in the gym, we're just gonna hold an imaginary, what are we gonna hold? It's an imaginary cable, isn't it? That's what we're holding. And then we're going to go elbows out to the side, squeezing shoulder blades together. Elbows out to the side, squeezing our shoulder blades together. Elbows out to the side. And just trying to keep those elbows high, because where the elbows go, that's the area of the back that we're warming up. So we want to really pull with those elbows. We want to feel the muscles on the upper back working. And again, we'll look for about 10 of those. Gonna call that about 10. And then we'll go into some lateral raises. So for this, you're just gonna bring your arms out to the side. For me, I like to bring them a little bit in front, and I like a little bit of a bend in my elbows. So we're keeping a nice wide wingspan, but we're not just bringing our elbows right out at the side. And that's just because I love my elbows, and I find that if I do this weighted, then they do not love me if I go all the way out to the side. Just makes it a little bit more comfy. If you think about that little finger towards the sky in that lateral raise, and then when you've done 10-ish, that will be great. We're now going to move into a little bit of a compound movement. So all we're going to do is going to imagine that we've got a couple of dumbbells in our hands, so holding some fists. Thumb's going to come up to the shoulder. Elbow's going to come out to in line with the shoulder. Hands are going to come all the way out, and then we're just going to slowly take it down. So thumbs to shoulders, elbows to shoulders, hands out at the same level, and then all the way down. And again, we'll just do 10 of these. Ten? No, 9, 9. Right, what's next? So next up, we're going to do some standing side bends. So getting into the lower body. This is a really nice one for getting into the whole lateral line. All we're going to do is just stand up, both feet underneath hips, hands in the air. And we're just going to bring the hips out and just do some really nice floaty side bends. These are nice compound movements. They're not strict at all. You want to feel like one of those things that you get, those like inflatable things that you get on, what do you get them on? Do you get them on car garages? You know what I mean. That's what you're going for. Really just exploring that lateral line. Letting the hips move. Feeling the outside of the legs, feeling the inside of the legs, feeling the feet in some cases as well. And once you finish those, what we're going to do is we're now going to take it into a B stance. So what we're going to do is, most of our weight's on this foot. This one's just a little kickstand. It's like a bike kickstand. It's just giving us a bit of hip stability, but we're not using it like it's not structural. I could take it away just as well. So from here, my hands are going to go up, and I'm going to push towards that leg that's on the floor. I'm just going to push that way for 8, and then we'll swap over. You know I can't count. I'm really revealing myself here. This is my toxic trait as a PT, can't count. So swapping feet, flat foot, kickstand foot. Again, could take it away if I needed to, no drama. And then we're just gonna take it into these side bends. If you're feeling really solid in these, you could take the foot up and just try them without anything. If you're a baller, give it a try. But if it introduces a bit too much instability and you can't get into a big range, maybe drop it back and just explore. Like sometimes I'm a fan of pushing and seeing where the limits are, and sometimes I'm a fan of just enjoying the movement, giving yourself, making it almost like easy enough that you can have some fun with it and get into some like novel positions basically. Next up, we're going to do some hip circles. So these aren't pelvic circles. We're not necessarily going to be moving our pelvis around on these. What I want you to do is I want you to think about your hips as in literally these bits here. And I want you to think about them drawing as big a circle as they can. So we're looking for a really big circle. So they're going to go out to the side, out to the front, all the way into the back. So that's going to be a big bend over, all the way to the side, out to the front. Like you want to draw some big ass circles. Emphasis could also be big ass circles, up to you. But yeah, that's what you're looking for basically. And we're just going to go 5 in one direction. Four or 5 in one direction. And then we're going to go the other way. Really getting your hips forward and shoulders behind when you come round, and then you'll get hip flexors, abdominals, all the muscles of the lateral line, all the muscles of the posterior chain. It's a massive vibe. And then once you've done 5 each way of those, all we're going to do is the hinge and reach forward. So this is like, basically what we're going to imagine is that somebody's just come and lassoed me here, and they're literally yanking my hips backwards in space. Bam! So that is what we're looking for, only we're going to be a bit less violent about it. So all we're thinking is reaching the bum back and the hands forward. Opening back out again, reaching the bum back and the hands forward. So I really want to be folding over at that waist. Bum is traveling back, hips are traveling back, hands are traveling forward. You'll feel your hamstrings, you'll potentially feel your glutes. You should feel a nice stretch down your back as well with that reach. Reaching for the ceiling. Imagining you're just holding like a big ball, like a beach ball. And then opening back up. And then once you've done those, we're just gonna do our final exercise for today, which is the foot roll-ups. So for the foot roll-ups, we're gonna alternate feet. Key is to switch your weight. We're not doing calf raises, so these aren't loaded exercises. All we're gonna do is put all of our weight on our left hand, on our left foot, left hand foot, what? And then we're gonna just roll up the foot. Come up onto the toes of the foot, and I want you to imagine the joint of your ankle that normally lives right in the very depth of your ankle. I want you to push that forward. And then you should feel a nice stretch down the front of your foot. Swapping the weight onto this one, and then again, we're gonna roll up and forward. I don't know why I had my foot forward for that first one. That is not part of it. We're just stretching the front of the ankle, like opening out the front of the foot. The heel almost gets close to the wall, everything. Swapping weight, bringing that next foot up. Next foot, hopefully it's the original one again. But yeah, pushing that heel towards the wall in front and just enjoying the stretch. Like, this is your foot in a position that it's not normally in. Like, it's very rare we actually open out the front of that joint. It's normally just, yeah, stuck in its little fold. So pushing that heel forward. Hopefully you saw me swap feet, because I don't think I mentioned it. And then we'll do one final rep each side. So traveling back over to the right foot. Enjoying like the stretch underneath your toes as well. And now final go on the left foot. And that's it. That's your little body scan. So I hope you enjoyed that. And the idea basically is that if there was anywhere you were like, wow, that feels really crook, do some work for it today. Look through the program, find some specific exercises. If there's something you've used before, just like pick one exercise and just hit a bunch and just see how it improves. And it'll probably be a couple of days and you'll actually notice significant improvement. So enjoy.